Brosplay!
Alright, hello,
Wow.
welcome.
Tak.
Welcome to TAC.
Tak and power the of Juju.
The of Juju Power Challenge TAC. Yes.
Accessing data.
No. Loading.
Loading. What is wrong? Is he
Loadine G.
Is he stuck in like limbo?
Yes, he is.
He was in like a dark place where he couldn't run as fast as normal. What is happening right now? Is
Loading
that the
limbo.
Is that the green? That's like the Green Giant's daughter?
She's like the listen girl. I forget what her name is.
Navi.
Okay, so she just spoke to me, and then now she has to tell me something else. She's gonna tell me how to jump on here. And just for the record, these are all non-skippable.
It's because game developers usually teach players after they've developed the whole game. Right?
Oh, it's the last thing they think of?
It doesn't make sense to teach a player something you don't. Yeah. Like when I know I don't talk about myself or my process very often, but I'm about to reveal something very.
Sorry, excuse me. You don't talk about your process very
I know
often.
I don't talk about.
Continue.
If I'm gonna do something complicated like zoom in on something and follow it along the screen or subtitle something because it can't be heard, I don't do that until I make sure that the edit is the way that I want it, because I don't need to do any more work on the thing that I'm doing, if that makes any sense.
Not exactly.
If I'm doing a complicated zoom in feature on a mid show, I make sure that the actual content that is there that I want, so I don't have to zoom in on that any longer than I have to do the extra work.
Okay.
Essentially, you don't teach. If in the beginning of TAC he's got a fucking gun, and you don't know if it's going to be in the game, then there's no reason to teach the player how to use it until you're nearing the point where you know everything that's going to be in the game.
Right, so the
makes sense.
tutorial ends up almost being an afterthought?
It's usually shoehorn, and it feels that way. Like this. Like, there's so many things a player will do naturally. Like jumping on the rhino, that probably, most people are going to do that. Is he supposed to go that slow?
You gotta hit him. Once you whack him,
Oh.
he starts running, and
So
you
we're
can
abusing...
pile drive things.
We're abusing.
Hey, don't worry, they're not endangered in this world, it's fine.
What is this supposed to be getting really, really dark?
Yeah, because I'm going into a cave.
Yeah, okay, but
I don't think it's supposed to be sluggish like that, though.
But the lighting is like... I can't see anything.
You can see. It's fine. Oh, whoa. Now it's bright. I think it was maybe the camera angle. I think we were...
Yeah, see that?
Whoa. I think when TAC's in the darkness, it darkens your screen. I've never noticed that. I've never noticed.
That might be my TV.
That could be your TV.
It's hard to see,
yeah. People at home are just thinking, everything's
Dude,
stable.
First of all, I think probably 60% of people who watch YouTube are on their phone.
Yeah, or they're not actually watching the screen. I'm bad at that.
I don't do that. I don't waste time. Ever.
Ever, eh?
I don't spend...
You're such an amazing individual. How did you figure that out?
I really am. I figured it out when I was born, actually. 1992.
Oh, that was a good year.
Yeah.
I've heard.
In 1992, crazy year.
Because
I was there.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, I see.
Yeah.
Notice this bitch is making me hang while she's talking to me.
Yeah, don't leave me hanging.
Not everyone has that kind of upper body strength. So she talks to me, and then she wants me to get up. Then she tells me, "All right, you can stop hanging there." And then she has more shit to say.
You know what Navi, like the name?
Oh, Navi, that was her name.
Yeah, it's Navigator.
Oh my God, is that seriously where that comes from?
I don't know.
It probably is. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
The Navigator.
I figured that one out when I said when I was playing with a buddy, and I'm like, I'll go Navi, as in like just the short form for navigator.
Ah.
And I was like, oh shit, she's probably called Navi for that reason.
Yeah, that's so funny. I wonder if that's where the Navi get their name from too.
Where do you think the now considered derogatory expression "chicks" as women comes from?
Interesting.
Oh, it's because the English call them birds.
What?
Yeah,
Call who birds?
women.
Really?
Yeah. You ever heard that in Austin Powers? He's like, she's a great bird. Don't get me wrong.
No, I've never even noticed him
Yeah,
saying that.
Yeah.
Wow.
I
Okay.
fucking love that scene when he's supposed to be sneaking into an enemy's house to like take photographs, and he's like, yes, 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 no, no.
Yeah. When he's taking pictures of everything.
He's trying to be
Yeah, he's breaking into Alada's house.
a lot of
Yeah.
which is a reference to a character, Ivana something, I think, from the actual James Bond films.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know what her actual name is, but yeah, there's the
Yeah,
Alata vagina.
Yeah, and he's like a lot of.
Yeah, it doesn't isn't he talking to her or someone when he's holding like a bottle of sunscreen and it just squirts all over? Oh man, those movies were fantastic. And the scenes, oh my god, the forced perspective scenes, or not forced perspective, but the fixed perspective scenes, like where it looks like she's like he's naked in the background, and then there's the other one in the second movie where she's taking all that stuff out of the rucksack and it looks like she's pulling it out of his ass. And then there's the smoke grenades that go off. Beautiful.
And they push that even further with the subtitles.
Yes!
In maybe the third movie?
In the Gold Member, yeah.
That was so funny when he's just like, we could speak in English. He's like, yes, that would be a lot easier.
Yeah, oh my god. Please have some shit.
The part of, like,
yeah, it's take the filing cabinet.
It's over, like, the words are over the piano, so you can't see certain words, and then he lowers the thing. It's like, oh, yes, that's much easier.
I think one of my favorite scenes in that movie, just because of how dumb it is the scene where he accidentally unplugs the peeing child statue, and so he has to be the pee stream. Oh my god, those movies were a really good balance of comedy and regular interest. Because there's some movies where they go all comedy and there's no like actual storyline. Yeah. Whereas I felt like those movies are good movies and they're funny.
I really enjoyed Spy with Melissa McCarthy for the first half. And that's usually how comedy films are for me.
Modern ones, yeah.
Because they front load all the jokes, all the exciting moments, and then they get way too bogged down by the stupid story. Like, look at Wayne's World. They chose to make it a really unimportant story. Like, I think what's
Nothing
happening?
happens.
I forget. Like, the bad guy is trying to
sleep with the girl.
Yeah, but they're also trying to like sign somebody for something. Yeah, it's like, a really dumb plot, and it's not. The stakes aren't really that bad. They aren't saving the world. Are you really gonna leave this fucking quill, dude? Do you want to be hounded for the rest of your life on Twitter?
Well, yeah, you're gonna find I missed quite a few of these. So the health system in this game works in a really silly way. So I've got this feather on my head, and if I get harmed, the feather starts turning purple, and that means my health is going down. One of these red feathers or these orange feathers fills my health full.
Okay.
So that's all I need is to get one of those feathers to fill my health.
I don't think that's quite as crazy as Sonic. Are you familiar?
No. Oh, you only need one ring.
Yes. When you get hit, you lose your rings, and you only need one. So you basically have a system of you can only take 2 shots, provided you had a ring in with the first time. But you want 99. You want 100 rings to get a new life. So you do care about losing the rings, but you only need one of them to stay alive. It's very strange, and they kept that into the 3-dimensional games. It's a very weird system.
It's a very weird system, but it's kind of neat in an unusual way.
Kinda.
What's there here?
I've been playing BioShock, and I actually don't. I wish that you took. I wish that there were less health kits. And you took less damage. Like, you take massive amounts of damage. Your character has, like, a grace period near the end of your health, which ends up, on hard mode, basically being, like, the second shot you take. Like, if someone whacks you with a wrench, I think you get, like, 3 shots, maybe. But then your health thing basically fills the whole thing up. It's really strange. It's, like, it's way too much in both directions. I would rather it be more steady. Where I'm like, fuck, there's no health packs around here.
But you can still work with the 30% you have. Yeah.
Whereas like it's just like all one way, and yeah, it's a little too much. Although later in the game you can upgrade your health and it's not much of an issue. There's not a big radius on those, eh?
No.
Normally, there's a huge grab radius on collectibles.
So those little purple ones, they only heal you for a small portion of your health. But, they all still count as one feather. The big ones or the small ones, they still count as a single feather. So I forget exactly where she's leading me first, but I think we're going to the Under Village.
You gonna blow that horn back there?
Those are actually the directional things. Yeah, even though that does totally seem... You bitch.
Yeah,
What are you
so
doing?
I'm... At this point, I'm pretty much confirming that darkness thing is actually happening on the
television?
capture. No, the capture.
Oh, okay, so people are going to see that?
Yeah. Hopefully the lighting is better in the second game. You have 3, right?
I have
Three
all
of them?
3, yeah.
Because how did that go? Because I'm pretty sure I bought you one you already had, right? For Christmas?
No.
Or no, it was 2 years in a row I bought you the one you weren't after. It wasn't the one that we played when we were kids.
Yeah, so I was looking for number 3. You bought 1, and I told you it was the wrong one, and then the next year you're like, I got the right one, and it was the second, so it's still not quite there.
It's just I'm so into video games, and somehow I was basically the mom. Just like, so which is the game? My son likes dragon games. Which is the one that I should get for him for Christmas?
Yeah, well, and you did the same thing with Time Splitters as well.
Yeah.
That one's at least understandable. Because I think I remember telling you Tack in the Great Juju Challenge, and you were like, no, I swear it was the first game we played. And I was not convinced.
I think we played 2 of them, though.
We might have.
I'm fairly certain.
We might have played... I don't think we played this one, though.
Because back then, you rented games.
Yes, you did.
We were too young to have any money to buy games. We also played them so frequently.
So check out my feather. Oh, Jesus. So 2 shots.
Oh, it's on your body.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Kind of.
But also very hard to see.
Yeah.
Oh, and they don't full heal me. I thought they full healed me.
That actually bugged the fuck out of me with Spyro, is that your health was a little dragonfly, and he was so annoying.
Oh, yeah.
So I wanted to lose him so that the game became harder, and I had to avoid taking 1 shot. But that became an annoyance of its own. I'm always doing that, though. I'm always
challenging yourself.
Yeah, like I don't want to buy, I don't want to get like really cheap moves and stuff. I don't want to get the thing that's just like take less damage or be quieter when running.
Yeah.
I hate ruining balance. I want a game where running fast is loud and crouching is slow but quiet. Like to give me an ability to sprint at the same volume as crouching. It's like, so you don't want me to crouch anymore.
Yeah,
Why?
you're telling me I never have to crouch.
Why would I not crouch anymore?
I also have an issue with games where the way you have to behave at the beginning and the way you're able to behave at the end are so opposite. Like, look at Oblivion, where once you get to a certain level with heavy armor, it doesn't encumber you anymore.
Oh, yeah.
And as cool as that is, A, it's nonsensical, because you're still wearing it, it's still going to encumber you, no matter how comfortable you are wearing it.
Yeah.
And second of all, it just seems weird that you're going to tell me during the period in the game where I am the weakest and have the least amount of options for carrying, I have to carry all my equipment, and then as soon as I have enough space to carry it, I don't have to carry it? For real? Those ones always bug me, man.
Red Dead 2 Online has a very strange system. So you can keep all of your weapons on your horse. It doesn't really care about like weight limits or anything like that. You can only have a certain amount on your body, but if you want to go and take a weapon you don't want to use anymore, you can't take it off your horse without purchasing a lockbox. So they've essentially feigned realism. It's like super specific realism. It's like my horse can have as many things as I want, but I can't put them away until I buy a legitimate like armory box.
Yeah, can you not just garbage the gun?
You can't just toss it away, no.
Weird.
In Prey, the weapons are not like, in BioShock, you get like the shotgun, and if you didn't get that one shotgun, there are shotguns somewhere else, right? In Prey, you can just drop any one of your weapons, and you can go and make it later on with the fabricator.
Really?
Yeah. So if you just don't have space for your shoddy, you can just toss it. If you haven't upgraded it, there's no reason. You can go and in fact you can salvage one of your weapons you don't feel like you use very often, and then fabricate it later.
Wow, when you need it again.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna be down. It's not a perfect. I mean, it's not like a. It's like selling somebody something and then buying it later. Like, it's not really a smart idea to use them as storage because you're losing money while you're doing that.
But if you need space, you need space. I don't even know where the. Oh shit, the ram's right there. So you're supposed to distract the ram.
Or let him just.
I think he just knocked himself out.
Yeah,
wow. You're supposed to distract him with fruit, but I find if you run past him, you're usually okay.
That also is very common. Telling the player you need to act this way, but allowing them to act other ways. Like, it's important for you to take this super slow. Or you could go really... Sorry.
Cat problems.
Cat problems.
Anyone will tell you, anyone who owns a cat, there's no way to truly control them. All you can do is hope for the best. Hope that they're on your team. Is Dexter on your team?
I have a cat and his name is Dexter. We are playing video games.
Yeah, but when you say we, it implies Dexter's playing, and Dexter's terrible at this game.
He's actually quite a dexterous cat, if you can believe that.
Oh my god.
Oh my
god, I can't believe you went there.
Did you just make a joke like that?
Whoa. Dude. Oh my god.
The lighting is very strange in this game.
So is that guy.
Yeah.
He is just attacking that concrete slab.
Anyway, so all the momentum was ruined by that cat, so...
Yeah, fuck, goddamn Dexter. See, this is what producers are such an issue.
Oh, they're just right in your fucking way. It's
Yeah.
like, you money cunt fucking ass hat
Director. No, producer. Wrong word. Different word.
We need wranglers. We need assistants.
We need assistants. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That is the last thing that we need.
I don't think that would be very comfortable with that.
Additional people? Yeah, no, not necessary.
But if we ever had people working for us, it would be well beyond the need, right? It would be at the point where the work is becoming too much and there's like more than enough for somebody. I mean, full-time employee may actually never happen. Who knows? Like, it could just end up being a contract basis or a per-episode basis, or somebody who uses the office space that we have and works for us part-time. Like, Corridor Digital does that.
And that makes sense.
They have, like, a bunch of creators in there that may not always be working on the same projects, or sometimes working on their own projects.
It's good for building community, too.
Well, if they're contributing rent money, too, I don't know.
Yeah. So this guy here is like the protector of the staff that we're trying to get. And so he's basically telling you that you have to battle him in order to get the staff. There's actually a lot of character to these. Like, I really, really enjoy the cinematics in this game. Like, Tak has such a great sense of personality to him.
Dude, he's got the haircut is the same as the King from the movie The King.
Oh, he's got the bowl cut?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, so he's like, you have to be able to take this staff from me if you want to be able to control it. So he just pulls it right off.
I was just gonna make that joke, like, you must take this shit.
Yeah. I beat you
think
to it.
There was a commercial like that when we were kids. It was like, you must snatch this stone from my head. Fuck.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you seen
He didn't swear because it was television.
Have you seen Bloodsport?
Puritans.
The Jean-Claude Van Damme movie?
Oh yeah, when he cuts the top of his hat off.
What?
Yeah, he sneaks into a dude's house and he has a samurai sword and he cuts his hat, like the top of it, right off.
This is 100% a different movie, but I don't know which one.
No, that was Bloodsport.
There's no swords in Bloodsport at all.
It's in the beginning.
Is it?
Yeah.
Really?
Von Jod Clan Bam.
So he, this guy, like, he's like, stupid American, see if you can take this dime from my hand. So he's got a dime in his hand. And he goes to swipe it, and the guy closes his hand, and he's like, silly fool. And then he opens his hand, and the dime's gone, and it's a penny. So we just got this staff that allows us to jump way higher and hit way harder.
Wow.
Yeah. Jump higher, hit harder, getting new upgrade. Upgraded stick,
We are so going to use this crazy new stick technology.
Yes. Oh, no. The music's too quiet. You're not going to hear it.
It's fine.
You're not going to hear the beautiful music, though, brother. The beautiful music.
The final product is more important than anything.
Wait, what? Oh.
I think we have the volume too low.
It's too low. But so the people will be enjoying now that this song, it goes into this like nice drum beat song, and then all of a sudden you'll get this like intense guitar music. So this guy will throw these explosive bombs, and then after a while he'll start giving you like, hey, look, he's like, here, come get me, and then you get him. That's it.
And then you do.
And then he was got.
He had been gotten.
He told him to get him, and he got.
But have you considered getting good?
Getting good, kid?
That's, there's this cycle every time a hard game comes out, like, Dark Souls or, Cuphead, and where people will talk about an easy mode, and then people will be all pissed and be like, yeah, stupid easy mode. And it just like goes around in circles, and just people yelling get good and people yelling accessibility, and nobody really cares. They just enjoy the argument.
Yeah, the people that just want to argue.
I think options in games are almost always good. Like if I don't want a mini map, just let me have it. If I don't want a proper aimer, let me do it. Like if I want to turn the motion blur off and deal with the horrible jank of the game, I mean, that's the one thing I can kind of understand, because it's your artistic design and you're doing it for a reason, and you don't want a version of the game that's all janky without motion blur. I can understand that. But not letting me make it harder, that pisses me off. And upgrading me, just suddenly giving me like 2 guns instead of 1 and not letting me go back to 1, that always bugs the shit out of me.
I think what bothers me the most when it comes to that conversation about easy modes and all that is that they make it sound like this is something the company should be compelled to do. Like, right. You must have the option for people to do it easy. Listen, this is still a free market. This is still, like, we're not saying, like, people need to have access to easy-to-play games or they won't survive, right? That's not what we're saying. So, like, if dude wants to make Cuphead hard as hell, why can't he make Cuphead hard as hell? Why does anybody else have any say in that? Play a different game.
Exactly, yeah.
Right? That to me seems so silly. Like, don't tell me Cuphead is the only side-scrolling shooter game.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
It's one of a million, so just pick a different one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the same with anything. I just wish people would just shut their mouths in so many different situations.
Yeah. Kind of in general, yeah.
It's just, you know what? That's a good rule in life. Why don't you just shut your mouth? Why don't you just shut up?
It really bugs me, and this has become a joke of the internet, is that when a creator doesn't make stuff for a while, they end up being like overloaded with comments asking if they're dead.
What?
It's become sort of a joke where it's like, you have to ask, is he dead? And so that'd be one of those things where, John Tron didn't make a video for a while, and he's like, I'm gonna answer a couple questions. What was that in the corner?
In the top left corner, that was a silhouette of Tack falling to his death.
A picture-in-picture silhouette?
Yes, it was.
Okay. John Tron won't make a video for a while, and he'll be like, there's people asking me a question. A lot of people. It's a really good question. I'm finally here to answer it. Is John Tron dead? No, pretty sure.
Jesus, as if his like family's not gonna go check on him.
Right. Well, I mean, YouTube is pretty infantile, or infancy, I should say. It is also infantile.
It is very infantile.
It's very juvenile, yes. But like, it hasn't been around long enough for there to be a lot of YouTuber deaths, right? Hasn't happened too many times. So
since what, 2007?
Something like that. There hasn't quite been a standard on how that information would get to people, or whether it even would.
I don't think it would. I don't think there's a system for that.
Well, I mean, news is how you find out about it, so you'd have to be big
What I
enough,
meant is,
right?
I don't think YouTube is going to take it upon themselves to send out like a push notification to subscribers.
Oh, no.
By the way, PewDiePie is no longer with us.
Right. Well,
That would be weird.
They might actually, yeah.
They might do like a press release.
Yeah, he hit 100 mil, eh?
Really? 100 million.
Yeah. At this point, it's a machine. I think he would continue getting tens of thousands a day, even if he wasn't making anything.
Probably, just because people are like, oh, I've never heard of this PewDiePie guy, and then they go there and...
There's really not that many people using YouTube relative to the Earth's population.
Sorry. I guess... I don't know. I never thought about how many channels there are.
Probably more people collectively have seen a movie from the Marvel Cinematic Universe than have seen a PewDiePie video. Probably. 100 mil? Since like 2008?
Right. Yeah, because the actual number of individuals that have seen, yeah. No, that's a good point. When you get a movie like that, it's like 500 million. Or that's actually $500 million. I don't know how many viewers that is.
And each person's spending like $15 or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I could believe it. And speaking of Marvel Cinematic movies, I finally watched Endgame.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
Okay.
It's been ruined for me because I watch meme videos, so I know how it happens.
How it ends?
It's also the end of the phase, right? Like, it's the end of essentially the story we've been watching for a while.
And they're going to restart?
They're more characters are going to take the mantles of certain characters.
What?
Yeah, I've
Say
heard.
What?
There's a girl who's going to be taking over for Iron Man, which is actually in the comics. Yeah, I know that there's a couple others.
Sorry, there's a girl that's going to be taking over for Iron Man?
Yeah, like she'll be the Iron Lady.
So is that going to be Potts? Probably?
No, it's a young like MIT student or something like that.
Weird. Okay. Well, I have definitely noticed that they have heavily started to move away from the sort of gritty realism towards actual comic book style.
And I like that.
I don't.
It's a comic book.
I know, but honestly it disappoints me so much because comic books make no fucking sense.
That's why they're fun.
Yeah, but that's
like
the thing.
them.
That's the thing though. Like I watch Iron Man and I'm like, this is an amazing movie.
Yes.
Iron Man 1 is amazing. Then you watch Thor Ragnarok and you're like, this is kind of hokey. This is kind of really hokey.
Ragnarok is one of the best Marvel Cinematic movies, man.
But you know what I mean, right? Like it does
get
not have that same.
Personally, I'm enjoying Walking Dead the more they move towards comic book style. Like the villains from season 9 were straight out of a comic book, whereas like before it was just like a guy with an eye patch.
And I can agree with that because I honestly felt like that show was a little too dark at times. It was just like depressing.
Yeah.
But one thing they did in Endgame was the Hulk is more like the comic book because in the comic book he spends very little time as Bruce. He spends almost all of his time in Hulk form.
Right.
And so the whole movie he's in Hulk form.
Yeah.
And it was weird.
I think as whatever we can do to avoid Mark Ruffalo's awkward floating head in an Iron Man suit, the better. Have you seen that?
No.
In Infinity War, I guess they were sort of in a rush, and he's in the Hulk suit, the Hulk Iron Man suit, and I guess they didn't replicate the motion with Mark Ruffalo's head. They probably filmed a stationary Mark Ruffalo and then tried to add it onto a moving thing.
Ooh.
So his head kind of floats and looks very weird. Whereas the visual effects on the Hulk are fantastic in Ragnarok. I loved him. I think he was great.
Yeah, I just it seems like everything is moving in a. Yeah, like I'm honestly almost always in favor of grittiness. That's the thing that I hate suspending disbelief on your behalf.
Oh.
Because I want you to craft a film that makes me suspend my disbelief because I'm not even noticing. I don't want to have to intentionally say, okay, this doesn't make any sense, but I'm just gonna let it fly. Whereas I felt like I had to do that through the whole movie.
I think I'm just in like a place in my life where I don't really want bad stuff.
Bad juju.
Yeah,
To be a little too on the nose.
Yeah, basically, like, but that being said, I enjoyed the first season of Jack Ryan a lot more than the second, because the second was like a storybook ending. It was really expected. Like, in fact, I didn't watch the second half of the last episode for like a week, because I was like, whatever, man. Like,
I know it's gonna happen.
I know how it's gonna end. There's no way it's not gonna end that way, and then it did. I finally watched it last night, and I'm like, great. I'm really glad I came back to watch exactly how I predicted it.
Yeah, those bug me too, because we've gotten so good at that. Like, we really are able, like, even in most movies, you're able to have a pretty good sense of what's gonna happen next.
Yeah, and that's all right, because most of the time the journey is more important than the destination. In fact, a lot of things may have actually been better stories if people knew where it was going in the first place, instead of just being like, really? That was the ending?
Yeah. That's a good point, that Deus Ex Machina thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that the whole... Yeah, it's the whole thing, yeah. Out of nowhere?
What?
That's what Deus Ex Machina means.
Oh, just,
as far as I know.
Yeah, something that comes out of nowhere. It's, to me, it's just tough. Whenever I see something and I go, as if that would happen. Doesn't matter what it's in. What did you say? It's about it making sense with the world.
Yes, within its own universe. Yeah.
Exactly. So my problem is, they'll say X and then they'll do Y, and I'm just thinking, you only said X because you thought it sounded cool, and you only did Y because you thought it sounded cool, but you didn't think about whether those things were supposed to go together.
Yes.
And I don't like that. I find that that's lazy.
Well, the one that I keep bringing up is in Bright, the elves are strong enough to push dudes across the room, but then Will Smith wrestles with one in hand-to-hand combat. It's just fitting whatever scene is happening without worrying about whether it makes any sense, right?
It's convenient.
Whereas that movie was trying to be pretty dark. It was not supposed to be a movie like Ragnarok. So when it breaks things like that and makes no sense, it ruins the tone it's actually aiming for. Like the scene where I actually appreciated this scene. Have you seen Bright?
Yes.
The scene where Joel Egerton is on his knees, and the dude has a shotgun to his head, and he's like, Dad, this is the guy that helped me earlier on, and it's like the Training Day moment where his kindness was a good thing, and then he just fucking shoots him anyway. I actually laughed out loud at that.
Thought that was pretty awesome. Yeah, that he thought about it for a half a second, and then he decided, nah.
Like, that's a great way to fuck with my expectation, because at that point I was like, that's a little too much like Training Day, actually, like down to the shotgun.
That's right. Yeah,
that even happens the same
weapon,
way, right?
Yeah. What a brilliant movie! Holy
Training Day. Yeah.
Oh my God, that
so
movie
good.
is so good. And Denzel Washington.
He is survived by his wife and kids.
How do I open this door?
All right, next time we'll figure out how to open this door.
Next time the door. I can't see anything.
Yeah, it's horribly dark.
I can't see
look at
anything. Ridiculous.